Welcome. This is a big video for me. Not only is this a massive review of all my tech that I'm using here, which by the way I'll have Amazon links and everything in the description, but it's also a return of the former self. As you're watching this video, it's most likely Brandon Tyler, but in reality, it's going to Braven. I just haven't figured out what Braven yet. I got a couple days before it allows me to do all these changes, so bear with me on that. Unless you're watching this video around that time, I may already be Braven, but I may not be. But anyways, this is a multiple use case scenario review slash video of sorts. Not only am I going to review everything that I have here in terms of my dream build. As you can see, the craziness going on here is fucking amazing for my eyes, but some people might be irritated by it. Forgive me if you are. But also, just a few announcements too and whatnot. So I know I've been lacking on videos for YouTube. I apologize. I really do. But this is more motivation now more than ever to really get this thing growing and doing good. So please, if you haven't, I will also link my Twitch, my YouTube. Well, YouTube's already here. TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, you name it. I'm gonna link all that in the description. All the support's truly appreciated. For those that already know me, but if you don't know me, I'm an FPS connoisseur of movement and tech information, also aim content. You're gonna be seeing a lot more videos regarding just overall FPS shooter games or any games requiring some kind of aim skill, and then also just entertainment type content as well, like single player games and whatnot. Starfield's a big one I'm going to be playing, so keep an eye out for that. And if you come by my stream soon enough, Hogwarts Legacy sometime I'm going to be playing through as well. But we'll be dabbling into games like that, even some horror games and stuff like that once in a while. Nothing too crazy, but really just FPS focus. Because finally I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at. I'm gonna be showing you guys at least a close-up as much as possible with my camera of everything I'm using currently, but I'm also going to be showing you guys the specs, links, and whatnot, and I'm gonna talk about my experience with them. This is gonna be a pretty lengthy video, so bear with me, please. And if you're curious about buying any of this stuff, I'll have the links in the description. Hopefully, I could get an Amazon Associates link, so that way I get a kickback from it. That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate it, because I'm highly recommend a lot of these products, obviously, that I'm using them, I'm maining them. So, would be truly appreciated if you guys do need to search something, or if you have any questions about the products I'm using, please in the comment section let me know. But again, the biggest thing is 1,500 subscribers. We've hit the 1,500 subscriber mile mark there. We're working on to 2,000 now, and hopefully we just get this thing growing rapidly with the way I'm going to be pumping out content. So it's going to be very big. YouTube shorts are coming, more TikTok uploads. Granted, I'm probably going to do more or less just clips instead of just like edits, because I love to do montage edits, but it seems like I don't really have the time and day to be throwing all my clips into a edit. So what I'm going to do is just pretty much one simple clip edited to a decent amount, no music or nothing, most likely just a fun little clip of some crazy shit happening or just some entertainment funny stuff happening. And we're just gonna be pumping out those constantly, probably like every 2 days, day to 2 days, constantly just having a new clip upload. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, as you can see, dream build is complete. Motivation is higher than ever now, and I'm going back to what I know, but pretty much what I'm comfortable with, because this is honestly the last ditch ride effort of growing all this, and it would mean the world to me if you guys support me on that. And again, like I said, if you have any questions about any of this stuff or what I'm doing or any kind of information, follow me on Twitch, talk to me in the chat. Discord's a big thing. Just let me know. And you know where you can find me in all those comment section and TikTok, wherever. But a big thing too is if you're not following the Discord community, I'll have that linked as well. Please follow the Discord community, because if you go to the group chat section, I actually have a list of selected names that I'm choosing from, and the more votes I'm getting per name is the more I'm kind of considering options. So please go in there and it's literally just clicking my logo and just let me know, because that really helps me a lot, honestly, in making a decision. So without further ado, run you through real quick on just what's here, and then we'll talk about the specs and my review of it, and I'll be showing you guys the screen of Amazon links. I have a shit ton of them up, so I'll give you my experience on them. You let me know if you guys are interested in something, or durability wise or whatever. let me know. Ask away. You know what I mean? So let's start off with the very simple stuff here that I'm working with. Something you guys can see right off the bat. Microphone, which you guys hear me from. I don't know if you guys like the quality of it. I think it sounds amazing for what it is. This is the Razer Siren Mini, and it's tried and true, lasted the longest. It does not pop in Razer Synapse software, so you don't get to see any kind of customizations with it. But I mean, if you just play with Windows settings a little bit, it sounds great. I haven't really dialed in an EQ for it. All I've done is just lowered the microphone volume, and I think it's came out a lot cleaner. Granted, my stream software looks like it's starting to peak a little bit when I talk into the mic a little louder, so bear with me on that. I still gotta redial in everything because it's finally all done on this computer. I haven't got to dial in everything perfectly, but as far as you can hear me, I think it sounds pretty good. It might peak a little bit, so again, bear with that. But I put my own pop filter on and my own stand. I have not linked the stand in the Amazon links. I totally forgot about that, so bear with me on that. But yeah, pop filter with stand. It's like an extra $20 if you get a decent one, and I truly think this is the way I want my stand to be. I know some people have the arms coming out and have the arm going into like a spot right here with the pop filter, but I just think this is more convenient for me because of the way I sit anyways. It's just right there in my face, so it's convenient. Definitely like this product a lot. I'll talk about it more in the Amazon links. That's why I'm saying right now I'm just a kind of quick show. This is the newest product, Razer Huntsman Mini Analog. As you can see, it's shining bright, looking good, doing a little bit of a starlight effect. The reason why I got this is because, just a quick run through of it, it's analog switches, which there's only two keyboards on the market really that have that, which is a Razer keyboard or a Wooting keyboard. Wooting technically is the best analog switch out there. They've done it properly, but Razer has upgraded their software in order to make this a competitive edge one. I would say it's the second best competitive edge gaming keyboard. I've had minor use with it because I just hooked it up and I've tested it a little bit, but I can tell you right now in terms of reaction speeds for side strafing and moving around, it really upgrades your movement compared to a mechanical switch. You barely tap on that fucking key and that key is moving. So it's like when people say it's compared from like a 60 hertz monitor to a 144 hertz monitor, I kind of get it, but I still need more testing. So I'm kind of going, yeah, I kind of see what they mean by the speed that you're going and the fluidity, but I don't know. The biggest thing for me, especially because you have to test that still, but the biggest thing for me so far is when I do feel the keys pressing. As you can see, that effect is nice. I think it's a little too fat on that effect, but anyways, it's like a reactive effect. Oops. So to me, I think it sounds enthusiast, which is kind of wild, but at the same time, it's got that like very subtle feel. It's like a resistance feel, and oh my god, it feels so nice in my opinion. I honestly don't know why I never really sat down and tried analog, but I think now that I'm feeling it and hearing it, I think I'm set on it. Very, very good keyboard. Underneath it is the Razer Firefly V2 hard pad. I'm gonna have to start moving some stuff around for this. I used to main this as my hard pad. As you see, it's got some wear and tear in it. It's still kind of, it's usable. It's just been used quite a bit, so it's got in the middle spot kind of a wear and tear. For if you're a Hisense gamer, this is gonna be perfect for you. It would work really nicely. If you don't want to spend that extra money on a glass pad, I would recommend this wholeheartedly. Plus, if you like the RGB effects and stuff around it, it looks really fucking nice. As what it is for me, it's just backdrop. It's supposed to kind of be an aesthetic for the RGB to go with the keyboard, so that's why it's there. The wrist rest does not come with the keyboard, mind you. This came off of the Razer Huntsman V2, I believe, TKO. So I'm just using it because I need a wrist rest. It feels the best for me when I play. The desk, I don't have a desk link because this is a custom fucking Malamine desk. Find it at Home Depot or whatever convenience store. They'll probably cut it for you if they're smart enough to do that. You'll enjoy that. My FPS mice. So I'm going to show these two mice right here because this has been the biggest topic for me of all time in terms of my gaming history of computer gaming. I really don't know what my FPS main mouse is, except I kind of do now. But I don't, but I do. So it's really down to two mice. And frankly, I think I'm really set on one more than the other, but and then it actually is more convenient this way, but I'm still waiting on Razer to launch a new version of this mouse wired. And so I'm gonna start with the wired mouse. Razer Viper 8 kilohertz. Again, I'll get into the specs and all that when I go through the Amazon links, but in terms of like the comfort and feel of this mouse, in terms of aiming, I feel like I'm at I can't even fucking talk. I'm at my most accurate with this mouse, in terms of just the shape and the way I aim with the shape. So I definitely think, as far as competitive edge gaming, this is my main. I do have a Razer Death Adder V3 wired, but the shape, I just feel like I'm not as accurate, but the technology's there. So Razer, please come out with a wired Viper that has the tech in it, and I will be purchasing probably 2 of them, because I fucking need a better version of this mouse, and I definitely feel it on a glass pad. It's not as accurate as a 30,000 DPI sensor, which is like a trademark, probably best sensor on the market, period. Which leads me to my next point, the Basilisk V3 Pro, which, if you can kind of see down here glowing on this, that is the Mouse Dock Pro with the 4,000 hertz pulling transceiver in it. This is my productivity MMO MOBA all-arounder mouse. Pretty much a toy to me, because in reality it's not my FPS competitive edge gaming mouse. This is more like my enjoyment mouse, because this shape is probably by far my most favorite shape to just chill and, you know, even FPS game a little bit, but the weight's just a little too high on it for me in terms of like what I want to do with it in terms of flickiness. But it's hard to say no, as this has not the main, because I go back to this and sometimes I use this better than when I use the Viper, depending on the day. So what I'm going to say is, between these two, these are the 2 main mice. Clearly I'm going to be sticking around though for the Viper as the main FPS mouse. So besides that, putting that Viper away, what it's hooked up to is a mouse bungee. I'll try to get the camera pulled up a little better in a little bit. You can see the Razer mouse bungee V3. Again, all the descriptions inside in the Amazon links. Audio wise, I have the Raptgo Hook X HBB collab IEMs, and the reason why I'm using these specifically is because they're planar magnetic open back IEMs, and I feel like these give me the best soundstage imaging. Well, I wouldn't say imaging, I'd say best soundstage and overall just sound quality out of anything that I own audio wise. This is my IEM main when I don't want to wear headphones, but then when I do want to wear headphones, I use the Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X, and for competitive edge gaming and overall just imaging and stuff, that's what I'm pretty much rocking the most of the time. So I think right now I'm going to be kind of set on using my IEMs and only my IEMs for a while and letting those Beyers chill, but I would say between these two, if you're looking for really good competitive edge gaming, you can't go wrong with either. However, when we get to the Amazon links, you'll see that the Raptgo Hook X IEMs are kind of hard to find unless you get them online outside of Amazon. They're unavailable on Amazon, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of hard to get to them. And then what it's running off of, which you can't see right now, is the FIO K7 DAC amp. It's a $200 DAC amp with THX I think it's 788 plus amplifiers in it, and it has 2 AKM DAC chips for sound clarity, quality, pretty much making your sound even better. So if you don't know about the audiophile route for gaming, I would 100% recommend it. And honestly, for 200 bucks, you're probably getting your best bang for buck overall with that DAC amp. Competitively, there's other things out there, but I think personally the FIO K7 is probably the best route to go, especially because it has 2 amplifier chips in there, and it definitely does help with powering any kind of headphones that you possibly need to be powering. But to the PC, well, actually, let's do the monitors first. The monitor you're looking at here, well, what I'm looking at, but you guys are seeing that I'm pointing at, not this one, but that one, it's hard to explain, is my chat monitor now. 1080p, 280 hertz, Asus TUF. Fucking really good competitive edge gaming monitor for the price. I've maintained that for a long time on my old build, PC build, and my god, it's really good fluidity wise. ELMB sync is game changer. If you don't know, it's pretty much the best visual fluidity that you can get out of a monitor for the price. And then obviously my main monitor, both by the way, it's IPS panel, so the colors are amazing. Talking about now the main monitor, which is the newest Asus TUF monitor, 1440p, 260 hertz, IPS panel, ELMB sync. This monitor is fucking amazing and it looks gorgeous on games. It's an upgrade because of my PC build. I upgraded it, but I have a 280 hertz 1080p and 260 hertz 1440p, and I love both of them. And I feel like the uniformity of them both looks really fucking nice. It's definitely game changing if you want that fluidity in competitive edge gaming for the price, because other than that, you're looking at like $600+ or whatever for something even higher quality. But this, for getting the price to performance, this is gonna fucking do you really good in games. Definitely my most fluid experience from these monitors I've ever seen compared. And a lot of people that have tested my monitors have said the same thing. But again, there's like better picture quality elsewhere for the higher price, whatnot. But in terms of picture quality, it's perfect. It's like definitely for the price, you're gonna be fucking happy. And the color like contrast ratio that it gives off, a lot of people are actually quite impressed in terms of tech reviewers, saying this gives like one of the best color to contrast ratios. It looks really fucking good, really fucking almost spot on right off the bat. So definitely look into the Asus TUF lineup for monitors. Now we'll talk about the PC specs here real quick. So the 3 case fans right here and along the back that you're seeing going up right here and then down the bottom is the Lee Infinity 120mm fans. They have infinity mirrors with the RGB shining through, and then on the middle circle part they have infinity mirrors as well, which means that the lights just looks like it's ever glowing forever. You know, it looks like a fucking infinity mirror inside. Look inside it looks badass. The case that it's housing in is a Razer X Lee 011 dynamic. It is not the what's the I forgot the company, or I mean not the company, but the Bauer collab, because which kind of sucks because the back side of the case would like to fit a 120mm fan, but this one does not. So that was a little unfortunate. When I got it, I didn't realize that, but it's fine. It still is housing 6 fans plus an AIO, and it's got that back air still to flow, and it's been keeping my shit cool as fuck. It's actually a really good case, and it's got the RGB coming down the side of the glass panel where the Razer logo is right here. You can't really see it, obviously, on the camera, but then you see the RGB on the bottom, and that's part of the Razer Synapse. Can show that you can customize that in Razer Synapse. All this Razer gear you can customize in Razer Synapse, which is cool. It's uniformity. The Lee strimmer cables is the 24-pin motherboard cable, and then the dual 8-pin GPU cable. And obviously you see the RGB going off on that. I'll try to get a close-up on that here in a little bit. Looks really fucking nice uniformity as well with the way it's shining and doing its effect. Let me get my puppy up here real quick. Come here, buddy. Oh, you want to go to bed? Ugh. He not only had a treat, but he also had food too. He is a full puppy. G-Skill Trident Z Neo 3600 megahertz CL16 memory RAM sticks, probably super low latency and AMD certified for top tier AMD performance. 3600 megahertz. I know 4000 megahertz or 4400 megahertz is kind of the top tier for this generation of RAM sticks for DDR4, but this is a very, very, very solid and high performing RAM sticks memory, and it's done me well. The AIO sticking up right here, you can kind of see it right now, is the Lee Galahad, which is the fans on it are the old school, or not the old school, but the older version of the Lee fans, which I like. I think they're brighter and look more clean in certain aspects, but obviously the infinity mirrors are just sharper, look way more sharper. So I think eventually it's a toss-up, but I might switch these fans out to uniformity all this build into this and just keep the Galahad AIO block, which I really like because it kind of reflects my RGB strip hitting it, and as you can see, it's kind of like flickering. It looks like a cool combination of what it's trying to do and to match with the build. And then inside that motherboard, which motherboard, by the way, is an Asus TUF X570 plus Wi-Fi. I have the option to have Wi-Fi just in case something happens with hardline connection, and I have 2 routers in this house, so it's kind of cool. If one goes out, I have a backup to have internet access at the very least in case of emergency. But Asus TUF X570 plus Wi-Fi, very, very durable and solid motherboard. Since launch, same price, which is crazy, but that's how strong and powerful it is, and it's very highly rated. Housing inside that house block, though, or I mean that AIO block, is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X 16-core 24-thread CPU. That thing is a tank, and it's a beast, and it's doing high performance gaming, even from 1080p to 1440p. It's fucking holding its own. I contemplated on getting the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D just to get that 3D cache, but I think in use case scenario, it's only such a slight bump in most games. I would say like 85% of games. Slight little itty bitty bump in performance, but in reality, if I'm doing any kind of editing and stuff, this is going to be the route to go. Anyways, it's going to be just way better. So I think since it's just a slight bump, I'm not going to upgrade that. But again, it's kind of a toss-up still. I'll keep an eye on it. If I get a good price for this and get that instead, I might jump on it. But in reality, I think I'm content. It's not worth the hassle to swap it out. So I think I'm going to just leave it. Very, very good CPU, though. 100% recommend it. And then last but not least, oh, the storage, actually. Sorry, let me get back to the storage. The storage is the WD Black 1 terabyte SN850X. Probably the second fastest NVMe SSD on the market, but it has a gaming mode feature, so it really does make your performance in games better than even a Samsung the 990 Pro, which is the fastest read and write speed SSD. So in my opinion, this is technically tied for the first best SSD in terms of, you know, read and write speed and whatnot. Mileage may vary for some people, but I have all my FPS games on it and it's been working great. The operating system running on is the Seagate FireCuda 520. It's like 4th or 5th fastest read and write speeds, but it's really not for that. It's for durability, because it's probably the most durable M.2 on the market. Seagate makes really good fucking quality products. That's a 500 gig NVMe SSD, which is housing, like I said, my operating system and software for more durability to protect it more. And then last but not least, you can't see it on here, but on the back side of the inside the case is the Samsung 860 EVO SATA SSD, 500 gig, and that's going to pretty much house probably some throwaway games, not really anything too special, but really more of my videos and content, stuff that I save to my computer is going to be uploaded on there. So that way there's no hiccups towards my operating system. And that's pretty much the build. Oh, besides what I forgot to mention, the last but not least, I almost finished without even telling you, the graphics card, of course. The graphics card is the ASRock Phantom Gaming OC 7900 XT. Now, it's not the XTX, but it's the XT, and I figured for the price to performance, what I got from it, it's actually a huge bargain what I got it for. When I bought it, it was at the lowest price it's ever been, and now it's like up in price even more. Not only that, it came with Starfield for free when it comes out, so now that's an even $70 more value. So when I got it, it was $730, and with the Starfield value added to it, because obviously I was going to buy the game, but now that I don't have to, Starfield on top of that is going to be, the value goes down to like $650. So I got this technically for about $650, and normally it's a $900 graphics card. Pretty insane deal that I got on it. That's MSRP $900. I got it for $650 in value wise. Insane, insane, insane. Love it. And that is my dream build. So let me get you guys a close up on what I'm dealing with here. You guys get an idea what's going on. We're still gonna run through the specs though. Everything. Can I even wrap this? My fucking camera can't even go too far right now, apparently. That's annoying. Fine right now? Just give me a second. You can look at that, yeah. Okay, yeah, so it was literally trapped. So, you got my Asus Tough monitor right here. You got my FIO DAC amp, which, by the way, right now, it's not turned on, but as you turn it on, you get an RGB effect. Right there. Fucking video, by the way. I'm going to have to take that sticker off. You got my Razer base station, which I didn't really talk about too much, but the Razer base station is housing my IEMs and my DT900 Pro X. It's got USB cable plugs, whatever. I'm a Ravens fan, mind you. Rapco Hook X right there, Ravens fan. I am a Viking legend. Yes, sir. And then you got my streaming chat monitor, which I'd be talking to, and this is where I see all your guys' comment stuff on the Asus Tough 1080p 280Hz monitor. And then you got over here the Razer Huntsman Mini Analog. Sorry, I almost completely butchered that. With the, which by the way I didn't mention too, but the keycaps on here are the G-Skill Crystal keycaps, and I swapped them because I kind of wanted more uniformity with G-Skill RAM, obviously, and now the keycaps to go with this. And honestly, it is such a nice keyboard. I can't wait to really fucking go at it with this one. We got the Mouse Dock Pro, the Razer Viper. I have it turned upside down when I don't want to have the wired Viper here, or the wired, you know, mouse. I just throw it over there. You got my glass pad, the Razer Atlas, which by the way, the Atlas, I don't think I even talked about this, but this glass pad's like the smoothest and skin like sweat resistant mouse pad on the market. Everything else you kind of have to wear a sleeve for. This you don't even need a sleeve. I mean, I was sweating on this a little bit. I'm still gliding. I think this is probably the best glass mouse pad on the market, and the coating on it is so nice. Looks really good reflecting, obviously, and then obviously here you have the Basilisk V3 Pro. So really good mouse pad. I mean, and it's probably the quietest of the mouse pads too in terms of like the way it scratches when you use the PTFE feed on here. Put that mouse there. We'll just get that out of the way so you know it looks a little better. And then you got the Razer Viper back on it. This is my competitive edge gaming. Now the router, I was going to explain the Wi-Fi router, but it's an older router, but it's still very good. It's a Nighthawk. I don't remember which one it was, but it's literally got like the geo-locking, filtering, and all that cool stuff. It's a really badass router, but besides that, I mean, it's just outdated for a couple years now. So last but not least, the PC case. I try to get a close-up on as much as possible, but this is technically what I'm seeing on a consistent basis without pulling my camera out and fucking something up. But yeah, this is literally beauty in its form. If I could kind of show you, could kind of see it in the camera, but right here is where the Razer logo is. And if you look along the backside, that little bit of speckles right here where my finger's at, that's where the light shines through and it puts a reflection. As you can see at the end of the glass right here, it shines all the way through and gives like a nice glow effect. Bad fucking ass. It looks really good. And then, yeah, that's pretty much my setup. But let's get into the Amazon links once I put you back up here. Now, it's a little bit of a pain. Have it hooked up in a certain thing, mounted like a bracket and everything, where I can set my camera. Also been thinking about considering changing camera angles. I don't know too much yet about doing that. I don't know what I'm going to be like trying to set it up at, like looking wise. I think this is pretty comfortable where it's at because you get a good view of everything. Drop it down. That way you get like not cut my head off. That's the one thing I try to avoid is cut my head off because when I game, I'm gaming setting up like this. See, now my head's cut off, so I have to lift it up a little bit. But on the contrary. Okay, so Amazon links. I hope I hit the right one. I did. Okay, good. Whew. That was a close one. Anyway, so we talked about the Razer Basilisk V3 Pro, $141. Hyperscroll tilt wheel. This mouse does actually have a free spin mode. So when you click it down, which you can set this up in software too, but when you click it down, it feels like it free spins, but it's not as like durable, or not durable, but like long lasting as say like an old school G502 in terms of the free spin, but it's still very good for free spinning for, you know, scrolling down long list of pages. It's got the tilt like left click and right click on the scroll wheel, which comes in handy. It's got the sniper button. I do honestly, in terms of use, I think I liked the paddle better, but the button is doable. It's just not as good in my opinion. You obviously can see the lighting that it gives if you literally sit it like that. It has the underglow lighting. I mean, right now mine's on a starlight effect, so it blinks around, but this is like probably where I spent most of my money in terms of like overall one purchase per certain product, because I obviously got this and the Mouse Dock Pro. As you can see, $141 with just the mouse by itself. It's got the Gen 3 optical switches, 11 programmable buttons, classic black. Now if you see the white one I think looks even better. I actually do somewhat, in a sense, kind of sort of feel like I wanted the white one more because of excuse me, because the way it looks. But honestly, I'm happy with the black one too. That's what I've always known from the Basilisk. But the white one looks fucking sharp. So if I were you considering one of these options, I don't know if it costs more for the white one. It does cost a couple bucks more, which is not that big a deal. But yeah, it's a fucking steal of a mouse. Really good high performance. If you're like a high sense gamer like myself, you're gonna definitely like this mouse. It's just, again, wireless. I like wired better for competitive gaming, but this overall is just an all-around amazing mouse. Then you got the Mouse Dock Pro here, which obviously has the underglow as well. Magnetic wireless charging. Looks really good. You get the 4,000 hertz wireless transceiver. Definitely makes the mouse feel more responsive and lower click latency. And honestly, it looks really good, as you can see there. It looks fucking sharp. The combination is nice, honestly. You could actually buy this in a combo, I believe, but I don't know where the combo link was. So just bear with me on that. But as you can see, if you bought everything separately, it's a $231 combination. I know that's hard to swallow, but it's fucking good. The thing I've been trying to consider is obviously trying out the Cobra Pro again, but I think I'm really set on just what I have here, because I would like to swap between the Cobra Pro and the Basilisk for that wireless transceiver, but I think in reality it's just best that I stick with what's been most comfortable for me, which is the Viper. So anyways, and plus the Viper 8 kilohertz, this is where I was trying to talk about how mice has been so difficult, is the Viper 8 kilohertz is only 50 bucks right now. Normally it's 80, but it's 50 bucks, and that's because it has the lesser tech in it. It does have the ultra smooth cursor movement, which is hyperpolling, obviously 8,000 hertz. It says right here latency, like really low latency, but this is actually by far, as tested, still even with the lesser tech, the lowest latency click mouse in the game. It has the Gen 2 optical switches, not Gen 3. Highest resolution accuracy, Focus Plus, not the Focus Pro sensor, so it's 20,000 DPI, and on a glass pad it's just slightly noticeable, but nothing too crazy. But once you have a 30,000 DPI sensor on this glass pad or higher, it's fucking noticeable. Like, you kind of want the fucking 30,000 DPI sensor, but not too bad. 71 grams, lightweight design. I think that's 71 grams with the wired connected, obviously, well, because you can't unconnect it, it's wired. But yeah, it's with the wire. They added 71 grams total. I've seen people have it weighed in with the wired, obviously, at 69. So I think it's just a toss up of which one you get, but I'm gonna say 70 grams, because with my grips on it, it probably adds, just all together with all the grips on it, probably adds a little bit more weight, just a tiny bit. But 70 gram mouse. This thing's been a fucking tank for me. I actually gave one of my buddies my older Viper 8 kilohertz. He ended up buying a brand new one for like 20 bucks. He got some crazy deal on it, and now that's his main. And I've gotten a lot of people on the Viper line, but again, I've always never been so set on it, but I think I'm more set on it now than I've ever been in terms of mice, with the Basilisk being a close competition. So I should probably close these out as I go through, because you know it's gonna be a pain in the ass. The Razer Atlas tempered glass pad, we talked about this already. It's literally fucking one of, if not the best glass pads on the market. Feels so good. It looks really good. It's just overall really nice. I think they have a white version too, if you're looking for the white quality version, which, I mean, I can't really tell you if the white's gonna look good on a desk or anything. I mean, I guess it kind of does, but it's really hard to tell by this picture. But the logo stands out more, so that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, it's a very, very, very nice glass pad. I definitely recommend it wholeheartedly if you're looking for absolutely no resistance, pure micro fucking accuracy, like you're trying to micro change aiming. This is the way to go, 100%. Then you have the Razer Firefly V2 hard pad. Now this, if you want to save some money, this is probably the way to go if you're a high sense gamer. I would not recommend it for low sense gaming. And also, to make you understand, it's a micro textured surface. It is very good, but if you literally wear the hell out of it, it will wear down over time. So in terms of like durability, and it's got a high rating, as you see, in terms of durability for high sense gaming, it may be like price to performance not as good as a Atlas glass pad. So something you consider between the two, but I definitely had a good experience, and aesthetic purpose, it's nice. Obviously, you can see there too, has its own little mouse bungee clip on the top, but again, I don't use it for gaming anymore. It's just an aesthetic piece for me, and I'm not getting rid of it, because maybe one of these days I might hop back on and just see how it feels with certain feet or whatever for testing purposes. But yeah, very, very, very good hard pad. Just the durability is my only question about it, because I've worn mine out, especially if you sweat like I do. And I don't know why we have this page. That was a wasted page. We have the Razer Siren Mini. Now this thing, I've been talking about this, $58. Normally it's $67. This thing is tried and true at the highest level. It's really, really good for the $50 price tag. I truly like this. I've even bought some other Razer microphones, and I've always gone back to this one, just because I feel like this one has been the most durable, the most sturdy handling of things. It's not too, you know, inconvenient. It does not have a mute button feature, but if you learn how to kind of go along with, like, I mean, Windows, you pop it up, mute your mic. In fucking broadcasting software, same shit. You know, just all about muting your mic at the right times and knowing how to do it. And it's honestly saves you money too. It's a really, really good mic, really highly rated. And again, we have another fucking link thing. I don't know why I've been doing that. I guess I might have like opened new tab or whatever, like separately. Razer Kaio streaming webcam. Now this thing's been the most durable webcam for me. Now I'm not gonna say it's the best quality, because obviously when I have a like blur going on around the lighting right here, it'll sometimes, and I always start my stream like this when I start a stream, so it focuses on my hand, and then it cleans up that blur around because of the lighting. But this thing says 1080p 30 FPS. You guys are seeing me at 1080p 60 FPS. Just fair warning on that. Know how to change your settings in software, and this camera will be amazing for you. For the price, you really can't beat it. I mean, obviously right here it's saying 60 bucks, but I think you could find it for even cheaper elsewhere. Keep an eye out for that. Then you have the Razer Kaio Pro, which I did have this, and I had nothing but issues with this camera. That was probably my one product where I went, fuck. This thing is literally giving me that fucking quality control issue. But other than that, which I've hardly ever run, I've never really ran into any issues with Razer products other than that. So this camera though has been literally the bright spot, and that, you know, the ring light has been really nice in my dark environment that I've been using. You can get 1080p 60 FPS out of it, just like I said. And if you want to save obviously performance, you go 720p 60 FPS. So not a bad purchase, is really good. And again, I did it again. I don't know how many of these links are actually fucked up. But anyways, Razer mouse bungee. This is like one of the best mouse bungees you could get on the market. Except for this is the RGB version. You could actually get the non-RGB version if you want just more a durable but like non-aesthetically crazy bungee. But this thing has been tried and true, amazing, holds up, really flexible, feels like there's non-existent wire on my desk. Price is a little bit steep, but again, if you know Razer, they try to do like premium purchasing prices on things, which I somewhat disagree with on certain aspects. But overall, if you're willing to spend the money, this is the way to go. Or keep an eye on it for going on sale, because honestly, it's crazy. This one right here is the one without the RGB, but obviously the RGB one is the one I have. So really, really good. And again, we just keep doing this. This is fucking wild. I can't believe I did it this much. The Razer Base Station V2 Chrome is what you saw with my headset sticking on. It's got 2 USB ports on the front. It looks like that's a 3.5mm spot on the side. I've never used that. I have used the USB ports on the front, though, as you can see. Dual USB 3.1 ports. 3.1, pretty big deal there. They put some actually good shit on it. It's got anti-slip rubber bottom on it, so it doesn't like move around too much. And yes, all of these products pretty much have anti-slip rubber base. It's really, really good. 3.5mm combo port with built-in DAC. Oh, did not know that. Wow. So you could actually run a wired connection to this base station and get a fucking sound thing. That is crazy. I did not know that. That is very crazy for something like that. No wonder the price was pretty hefty. I don't know why it's not showing the price right now. I guess it's just unavailable to buy. You could buy the white one for 80 bucks. It's about around what I paid for on my black one. But yeah, it's a bit steeper of a price. I get it, but again, the fact that if you don't want to buy a DAC amp combo or anything, you want to run just straight hardline to your computer for audio sound design, and you get USB ports to use, as you can plug it into your base station, have your headphones hooked up or whatever, your gaming headset, boom, right there. It's a good combination, honestly. I just learned more about my own product, and honestly, all it's there for really is an extra USB couple ports if I needed it, and it's also because it's just really good, nice headstand for my headphones. So anyways, oh, here we go again. I guess I did it a lot, but that's wild. I didn't realize I fucking opened tabs like that, like weird and shit, like fucking too many of them. Anyways, Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X open back studio headphones. I would say if you're trying to find the best open back that doesn't literally leak audio too much into your microphone for streaming or just gaming overall, for other people to hear, this probably has the best soundstage and imaging and best comfort. I definitely love these a lot, but I'm just not like set in stone on terms of sound quality. I think it sounds amazing. Don't get me wrong. These sound fucking great. But like once you hear planar magnetic and you really want planar magnetic, it's really hard to sit there and say, I fucking love these and these are my end game, because they are really good and they're technically my end game at the moment. But if I come across some fucking planar magnetics, I want some planar magnetics. But these are definitely just something I could pop on all the time, say, okay, I'm good, I'm ready for gaming at a high level. These are audiophile headphones, mind you, so music they're going to sound really good with. They do have a good bass extension and good imaging, really, really good imaging. But in terms of like sound stage, because it is not so much open back, it's like semi-open back for the most part, you're not going to have that full-on wide soundstage, but it definitely is top tier headphones, bar none. I definitely recommend these with the proper DAC amp, of course. I mean, they don't really need one, but with the proper DAC amp, you really get the full effect of these things. And they do come with extra cables, some longer length, shorter length, splitter cables, you know, 6.6 millimeter adapters and 3.5 millimeter plug on it. Mini XLR plug-in. You're gonna like these a lot. These are really good. Highly rated. I know it says 4.3 star rating, but if you look at any actual tech reviewer that does competitive edge gaming, this is what they're gonna recommend over many other ones, except maybe the Bear Dynamic DT 1990 Pros. Those are probably gonna beat these out. So. And then we have the unavailable but so fucking good, probably my favorite audio product combination right now is the Linsol Raptgo X HBB Hook X Hi-Fi 14.2 millimeter planar diaphragm driver plus PZT driver in-ear monitor with open back cavity. These things are like low-key. I know like some people have had ups and down reviews on these things, but I've had nothing but amazing experiences with these, and I love these to fucking death. I almost went the other route, which I don't think I could show you on here. Doesn't look like I can, but they have the original Raptgo Hook X, not with the HBB collab, but these have more of a V shape to this, and honestly, I'm kind of glad I stuck with the V shape because it's been more or less my like music design that I listen to in terms of EDM and more like energy type like instrumentals and whatnot. This is probably the more better route to go to enjoy that. But if you want more of a technicality sound, maybe competitive edge gaming probably would have been better even on the original Raptgo Hook X IEMs. And the other ones are gray with like a green trim, and they look nicer in my opinion, but I really like this black with a blue, like lime electric blue look. It looks really nice. Oh, mind you too, I do actually own these right here. Never use them, but they're like kind of backup IEMs, which is the Truth Ear X Critical Zero. I guess we could open a new link. Hopefully it opens next to it. Yeah. So I do own these too, which you're not seeing here, but I guess these are somewhat technically backup drivers. These are Truth Ear X Critical Zero dual dynamic drivers. If you want a baller on a budget, high quality gaming / audio experience, you're gonna really like these, and they're very comfortable. They look pretty nice. I'm not a big fan of the crystallizing, you know, sparkle look to it, but these for the $50, these are really good. So and obviously tuned by Critical. If everyone knows who Critical is, he's just an audiophile wizard that everyone loves. Very good dual dynamic driver in your headphones. But anyways, just want to show that real quick. But these are really my mains 100%. I take these to work. I take these all around. I enjoy these 100% with my DAC amp combinations. I do also have an iFi Go Link DAC that goes into my phone. I do not have the link for that on Amazon. But yeah, I have that IEM Type C plug into my phone, and then I listen to that at work with these. And then obviously when I listen to these at home, I use it into my DAC amp, which we're going to be showing right now, which is the FIO K7, $200. I truly recommend going this route. If you're at least looking at $200, I 100% recommend going to get these, because I also have the iFi Zendac V2, and as good as they sound in certain music aspects, these beat it overall in a technicality and detail sounding. They're more velvety, not so sharp in like certain sounds or certain how do you put it? Certain like detail retrieval, I guess you could say. These sound probably more just overall cleaner, more detailed, more pinpoint. You hear everything in more clear, I guess you could say. But the way the crystallizing sound is what I call it from the iFi Zendac V2, it just, you could hear the aging of the product versus this. The iFi Zendac V2 is definitely a recommendation, but I would definitely recommend these over the Zendac V2 iFi. So this is the FIO K7. Again, you can see it has the XMOS AK449 chips in it. It's not telling you about the THX 788 Plus amplifier. I think down here it does, right here. Yes. THX AAA 788 Plus amps. 2 AMK. No, I think it's AKM. I think it's AKM. I think they spelled that wrong. Latest AK449 DACs. So it's really good. I run my IEMs under the balanced output, as you can see at the bottom right of that front of the unit. And then the phone out is literally 6.6, I believe, millimeter, which you can find adapters for. If you only have a 3.5, you can literally just twist it on your end of your headphones, and it'll work really good. But the balanced out really gives you the best detail of quality from this DAC amp to your IEMs or headphones, this is definitely the way to go. But again, you know, as you can see, the design of the architecture, which really I can't tell you too much about the architecture. I'm not too smart about that, but overall, as you can see, 2000 milliwatt at 32 ohms, 560 milliwatt at 300 ohms. Really, this is going to power anything you need, bar none, and it's $200. You can't beat it. Return of refined sound. There you can see the AKM. It is AKM. See, I knew I was right. Chips in there. And then last but not least, you get to see more of the diaphragm of how it's built. It's pretty fucking wild. It does run on 12 volt DC, so definitely have a 12 volt DC plug. I think it comes with one, but I could be wrong. But anyways, I'm pretty sure they would give it to you so it can run. But very, very good DAC amp. 100% I recommend this fully balanced desktop DAC amp. It is fucking amazing. And then here we go. This is my 1080p chat monitor, 280 hertz fast IPS, HDR 400. Very like low tier of the HDR, because you really, once you get past 400, it just gets better. But HDR is HDR nonetheless. It's not really used any case. IPS panel just looks good as is. You don't need it. Extreme low motion blur sync, again, that type of technology is really hard to find at these price points. This is $300 right now. I got it for $450, and you know, it's still holding its value pretty fucking well. So I would 100% look into something like this. This is 27-inch though, if you want a bigger screen. But if you get 24.5-inch, go for, as you can see right here, the 0.5 millisecond response time. Then that's at least as competitive as you get. But the 27-inch, can't go wrong with it. It is a fucking amazing monitor. I 100% recommend it. 1 millisecond response time. It is G-Sync compatible, but it's free. It's a FreeSync monitor, mind you. It's G-Sync compatible, FreeSync monitor. So yeah, really, really, really good. So I definitely recommend it. It's flat screen IPS. Love it. And then last but not least of the monitors, the Asus TUF 27-inch 1440p, 260 hertz, 1 millisecond fast IPS. This is what I'm gaming on. This is what I'm fucking enjoying. The only nitpick I have of this monitor is the ELMB sync. When it's on, it dims it down a lot lower than this monitor. So it's a use case scenario. Sometimes I'll switch it back to just variable overdrive, which is you see right here. But it will lessen the quality a bit. But it's doable in certain games that have a very dark environment. But when I use ELMB sync, if it's bright enough environment, that's 100% the route I'm going. So that's my only nitpick about this monitor. Other than that, it's fucking amazing. Looks buttery smooth when it's working fine, you know, and I can see everything clearly. Adaptive sync on, obviously. There you go with that. It's got fucking full motion, tilt, swivel. This is definitely... Asus TUF is kind of the route to go if you really want some kind of decent quality for the price. It's really, really good. Even my monitor, my motherboard's been holding up. Now my monitors are holding up. I love it. I love it. I love it. Very, very good. Then you got the Lee & Lee case right here, like I was telling you about. You get an idea of how it looks. You know, not much more to say about this other than it's got the Razer Synapse collab with it. So you get to customize the RGB. It's $170 right now. You can find this actually get even more of a deal, but now it's becoming a legacy item. So, you know, the more rarity this thing will become, the more valuable it gets. So definitely pick it up if you haven't, and you really want a really good case. It's got a 4.8 star rating. It's a really, really good case. But again, just mind you, do not buy a single fan for the back. It won't fit. Just fair warning on that. Here's the Lee & Lee Infinity fans I was talking about that I have. I have 6 of them. I mean, there's a video obviously showing what it is, but you can see right there at the bottom, if I kind of point down, yeah, you can see right there where I'm pointing at. In the picture, in the zoom in, you can see how it does like a multiple look. It's because it's going all the way in. And same thing with the top. In the middle, you can see it go all the way down. It looks really sharp. And even the top of the fans, which is something you don't really see too often in fans, is the lights RGB will go alongside that too. And if you daisy chain them, which you can, it can kind of go and do an effect together as you're seeing on my build. Really, really good fans. And in the software, you can speed up the fan speed, which is really nice manually. So. And we got the Lee & Lee Galahad, as you can see, the Galahad 360 AIO. You could take that silver plate off, which I have, and it just says Lee & Lee. I think it looks better that way. But the Galahad, the RGB is brighter on these fans. I really like the RGB. As you can see in this picture, it looks really good. There it is without the silver plate. That's how mine looks. Looks really, really good. The RGB on this thing really stands out. It's probably my favorite RGB except for the streamer cables. It really pops. But that's where I'm kind of going. Do I want to keep it or do I want to swap it out because to match with the uniformity? I don't know yet. But in terms of the performance so far, it's kept my CPU running really cool. Then again, this is probably the best AIO I've ever owned. So I really don't know what the quality is versus what it's, you know, how long the longevity is, and if it's going to keep things cool for a long time. It's got a 1900 RPM, which is really good. It's not the top tier, but it's really, really good. The only thing is customizable RGB is by controller, which is in the back of my case. Unfortunate because that's annoying to take off and then switch it out. I may try to like shimmy it up somewhere if I can. So that way I could just pop the glass off the front and I could just switch the switch. Just because it's that annoying, but it is what it is. Other than that, so far so good. And then we got the streamer cables. Obviously, you've seen that in action going on right here. It's doing some crazy effect. I love it. The L-Connect 3 software lets you change it. It looks really, really good. It is very pricey, though. You're really spending a lot for probably the best RGB for your power cables. This one is the 24-pin, obviously, and then I have the dual 8-pin right here. Yeah, this thing is... it's insane for what the RGB does. It's fucking nuts, but it looks really, really, really good. So far, I really like it. It's just a hassle. When I put it on, I had ran into a few issues, but it's just simple minor issues, nothing with the cables. They worked perfectly fine from the start. It was just my issues dealing with technical problems. But other than that, fucking love them. They look good, and I'm glad I got them, actually. Now we got to the storage. The WD Black 1TB SN850X. Again, second best NVMe SSD on the market, and it's a really, really good price. What more can you fucking say about that? You know, $15 more, or no, yeah, $5 more than the Sabrent. You're honestly don't short yourself. Either get this or the Samsung 990 Evo if you're looking for the top tier SSDs, NVMe SSDs on the market, because they're really fairly priced right now. They really dropped in price, so just fucking get it. It's really good, and it does have a game mode, as you can see, up to 7,300 megabytes, insane speeds. Game Mode 2.0 delivers PC performance boosting features. I haven't really digged into this yet, which I will. I haven't really digged into it, but I know you get that like gaming performance boost, which I'm gonna find out. I'm actually gonna probably download that after I do all these recordings just to have it. Very, 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 very good M.2. It says you really should get it with a heatsink. I have mine running without a heatsink and it's been fine. I don't know. Look into it and you let me know. And then here's the Seagate Fire CUDA. As you can see, it literally drops in performance quite a bit. But this is an older generation, up to 5,000 and then 4,400 megabytes speeds read and write. So it's about the fifth fastest out there, I would say. Fourth or fifth fastest compared to other ones. But this thing's probably the most durable. It's got a 4.8 star rating. You're not going to go wrong with this. And again, those speeds are so minor, you're not even going to really notice it. But again, not only is the aesthetically pleasing fucking look of this SSD, I really do like this SSD a lot, but it's also just a very, very fucking durable one. Instant gaming right here, compatible with the AMD X570 chipset and PCIe 4.0 motherboards. This thing is really, really good for that generation of stuff. So keep an eye on what's coming out new. But I mean, $75. You're telling me a 500 gig? 500 gig. Oh, this is one terabyte. Sorry, 1 terabyte is $75. Normally, it was a $220 fucking SSD. Really good. And then obviously, this one's even nuttier. This is a 860 Evo SATA SSD. External. You plug it with SATA power and then SSD. I don't know what the read and write speeds are on this. It says read speed up to 500 megabytes and write speed up to 520 megabytes. That's not really that fast at all. The thing is durable, I guess, and it's fucking good. But for the $100 price tag, you know, I guess you're paying for the durability. I don't know. I really don't know. But it is definitely a good backup for me. 500 gigs. Obviously, you got my motherboard. One of the biggest deals here, like I was talking about, is the durability of this motherboard, and I really do like this motherboard. It's got a pretty decent RGB, just a little strip on the side, but you know, it's got really, really good specs, reviews. It's really just durable, and it looks really good in my setup. I really do like it. I like that the Tough Gaming stands out because I trust the Tough Gaming line more than anything now that I've been using it. I actually recommend Tough Gaming lineup from Asus probably more than the ROG Strix, because its price to performance is just unparalleled at this point. I think it's really, really good. So yeah, $200 can't beat that for doing a AM4 socket, which AM5 is now a thing, but AM4 socket, if you're doing that route, way to go right here. Asus ROG Strix, which by the way, I don't know why I don't have my GPU up. I'll have to pull that up real quick. But anyways, we're going down to the final end here. Asus ROG Strix 1000 watt gold power supply unit. Got a good deal on this, even way better deal than this. I did get a good deal. It is normally, I think it was close to this deal. I think I got a little bit better deal than this. But this thing is supposed to be super durable, fully modular. You get some cool badges. It looks sick. So far, so good. 80 plus gold certification. I haven't really gotten to use it too much because it's still a brand new build, but I haven't really put it to the test. But I have done some stress tests on it, and so far, it's been pretty nice. Only thing is, it does draw quite a bit of power. I don't know if that's the graphics card causing that or the power supply unit, but I have had my breaker go out couple times in a row until I swapped out my AC unit. It's probably my AC unit PC combo. So now that I've done that, I haven't had that issue. But again, something to consider if you have a lot of products running on one power strip cable. But this thing is pretty durable for the most part. It's highly reviewed too. Can't go wrong with it. Asus is just a good company to get products from, really. And then right here we got the Ryzen 9 5900X CPU. It's 12 core 24 thread. I said 16 core. Sorry, 12 core 24 thread processor. It is a very good CPU. It's tried and true for me. And if you know the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, it's still competing with a lot of the top tier newest CPUs out there, and this thing is not far behind it. So we're talking like literally you can't go wrong with this CPU in terms of performance. It's fucking top tier for the price, 327 bucks. Really, really, really good. Obviously, if you get a deal on the Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, probably the way to go. But if you're doing like productivity stuff and you want to keep to AM4 socket, here you go. This is the way to go right here. Maybe get the Ryzen 9 5950X would probably be a little better, but obviously this is just plenty. So and then let's get the GPU up because I fucked up. I don't know why it's not on there. Phantom Gaming 7900 XT. And then last but not least, my graphics card, which it looks like that looked like a weird link for it, but I'm just gonna click that one. It's this one right here. So it's 20 gigabytes. Yeah, see right here, somebody misspelled it and everything, but just ignore that. This looks like it's probably someone was a ripoff on this. Someone has low ratings. This is probably what's the sold by? It's sold shit from Amazon. This is just a terrible posting of this. But anyways, the ASRock Phantom Gaming OC, it's held strong for me. It looks really good. As you can see, the RGB on the bottom. You can't really see it here, but if you look at the top shell of it, it's like where I'm kind of pointing my mouse clicker right here. There is RGB that shines along the side. It looks really fucking good. But again, price to performance, you know, you're kind of sacrificing like a little bit of performance for that price tag, and that's what I did. And honestly, I'm very happy with it, though. I run capping 260 FPS in most games on 1440p. It's nuts. And it's overclockable. Really, really good. I actually do recommend overclocking these GPUs right off the bat, only because if you don't, they run kind of stuttering from what I've seen, at least with the drivers today. If you overclock it, it cleans that up very well, and it just runs really, really good. So there you have it. And that is my dream PC build. That is my setup, and I'm content. So ta-da. Anyways, I appreciate if you stuck all the way through. It's been about almost an hour video. I'm going to try to get this knocked out and uploaded as soon as possible. Probably be uploaded overnight as soon as I fucking finish recording this, because I'm going to be streaming soon as 4 o'clock. I still got a meal prep. I still got to do a bunch of things. But anyways, please come stop by the stream. Follow the links in the description. It may take me a while to get these Amazon links because that's a lot of researching up. I totally forgot as I was closing them out that I could have just copy-paste, and I fucked up. Bear with me on that. But anyways, Braven's back. Logo's back. It's all going to look good. The PC build, dream build is done. If you want help on any kind of PC build stuff, let me know. I give you technical specs of what I think is good and what I think price to performance wise you could get out of your build. Come watch me fucking own in FPS games, or just having fun, you know, in story games or whatever. Chilling with the Discord community, with the mods and all that. Truly appreciate if you come by, become part of this like family of growth and friends and stuff. Obviously, we're all just friends trying to get along and enjoy each other. So have yourself a good one. Please follow, like, and subscribe, and let's keep that number growing. 2,000 is the next target. Let's get every other social media fucking going too, please. I appreciate it. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Later.